We are Gold Ivy.
Our mission is to empower you to own and unleash your truth.
Stories of resiliency are gold, and ivy grows in hard places.
Those hard places are what creates space for light to shine through.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production. Are you tired of the endless battle with cravings? Do you dream of managing your appetite without the hassle, the side effects, or the hefty price tag?
Then it's time to meet Dr. Stephanie. She's not just a doctor of pharmacy. She's a certified diabetes educator and a leading hormone expert. She listened to your struggles and formulated a gentle, natural solution, GLP Wonder.
GLP Wonder is a revolutionary supplement designed for an easier path to appetite control and hunger management. How? It works by combining powerful natural ingredients like areocitrin and green tea extract to naturally support your body's own GLP-1 levels. This signals fullness to your brain, curbs those persistent cravings, and even helps fight insulin spikes, that stubborn, fat-storing hormone.
The result? Reduced hunger, better appetite control, and a more natural way to stay on track with your diet and goals. It's effective, it's safe, and it's affordable. Just one capsule per day for powerful results.
GLP Wonder is now easier than ever to find. Look for Dr. Stephanie's GLP Wonder at Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart. And we are thrilled to announce that you can now find it in Target stores nationwide.
Stop waiting and start winning the fight against cravings today. Find your nearest store, or to learn more and shop the full Dr. Stephanie's collection, visit drstephanies.com. And for a limited time, use code GOLDIVY30 for 30% off all Dr. Stephanie products at drstephanies.com.
And now to this episode of the Ivy Unleashed podcast.
Welcome live from the Ivy Unleashed studio. You are listening to your favorite podcast with Brooke and Andrea. Welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. We're doing some breath work.
We're doing lion's breath. We're doing Tony Robbins breath. What is that called?
Well, he calls it part of his priming routine, but I don't think. But that's like the act of breath work, visualization, all of that.
Yeah.
Like this alone isn't priming, but
yeah.
Anywho, one of the many things we have learned throughout the years of being health coaches, being podcast hosts, doing it all, walking the walk. And today, with 6 seasons, we want to share what we have learned, our biggest takeaways from this podcast.
When Chandler was on, she was like, can you back up? Did you say this is your 6th season? She was so impressed with that. And it's like when you're in it, you don't realize, like, you got to take a second to be like, wow, we are almost to 300 episodes, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of content. That's a lot of interviews, a lot of putting our hearts and soul into something. And we have had the most incredible guests that have taught us so much. And it was really hard. We were like, let's each pick 3 of our like biggest lessons. Not necessarily be favorite episodes, but like, cause like we've had people on that we know and love, Lindsay Roberts and Julie Schmidt and, all kinds of people that are like
family,
neighbors, friends from forever. And so I didn't pick anybody I know. Did you?
I didn't pick specifics at all.
Oh,
my lessons are overarching things that I now understand and live by.
Oh, I like that.
And I, specific episodes remind me more so of these.
Yeah.
But I don't have favorites. I don't know, maybe I took this in a little different direction.
I like it. As you should. You're a different person. That's funny that we did something different because I went through, actually I was like thinking of the episode that gave me a big lesson and I re-listened to it. Just on like 1.5 or 1 point something. So super fast.
Okay, let's start there.
It's crazy.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording right now. I could tell you word for word Terry Cole's episode 86. Like as I'm listening to it, I could tell you everything she said. With like how she stopped and started and the things she said. And I couldn't remember where they were in order of like, I knew one of the most powerful things that she did was she had me think about a picture of my 7-year-old self, which happens to be the age my parents got divorced. And we both got really emotional when she had us do that. And it just, I will do that when I'm talking poorly to myself, I'll imagine her.
Yeah.
And it was just such a powerful, she's like, she even said in the episode, you know, you got to talk to yourself like, you know, your niece or nephew that's going outside, you want to bring them in and put some sunscreen on them. You don't want to get them out there and getting burnt. Like, you got to take care of yourself that way, you know, like reframed kind of how you speak in your own mind, like you would to not necessarily always a little kid, but it could be like a best friend or a sister or something too.
Was that your takeaway of speaking to yourself kinder and that visualization of your younger self?
Yeah, I had a lot of notes of like what were my biggest takeaways for her, but I think she also taught me how like you can be an expert in what you talk about. Like, she's the boundary boss. She wrote a book. When she speaks, you listen. She like is very commanding of your attention. But she was so funny in it. Remember, we were like giggling and then we were serious and then we were like learning and then laughing. And I just learned from her, like, you can be an expert in your thing, but have fun with it and help people at the same time, which I think is just a triple threat. It's just so powerful.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, because one of my lessons was that there is no expert in you. Like, out of everyone we've interviewed, everyone has different experiences, quote unquote expertise. And as I'm in the interview, as I'm listening, as we're talking, like, I'm continually growing and learning and changing my mind. And I can take pieces of what we're listening to, but you are not the expert of my journey.
Right.
And so I just think everyone we've interviewed is like the expert of something, right? And that's your branding and your marketing. But the more I'm in this space, it's like, no, you're just sharing your truth. Maybe it resonates with me. Maybe I'm in the spot where I need to hear it. And it also is different because of my health. And I can listen to all these gut health experts and I can say, actually, that's not true. Right now, I don't like vegetables. I hate vegetables. Vegetables hate me right now. Like, I feel best on the carnivore diet. We haven't interviewed anyone that is a quote unquote gut health expert that has recommended strict carnivore. You know, so
let's get them on.
But it's funny because, like, yes, Terry Cole, she is an expert on boundaries, but there's so many different therapists who talk about boundaries, and everyone has a little different edge to it that resonates with me differently. And I could come back to Terry Cole multiple times, and what she says I love and I'm obsessed with, and I still want to hear other people's experience. So I think the biggest shift for me has been expert to, no, this is their experience, their research, their data, but at the end of the day, you're not the expert on me.
Right. How does it actually apply?
Yeah.
What I like that she did too with us being different on our own journeys was I was a powerhouse and you were a pushover when it came to boundaries at the time when we did her quiz or whatever. And what she said too, I totally think we took to heart of, like, you know, as you keep healing, you'll start to meet each other in the middle, which I feel like we have, where I feel like you're working on standing up for more like what you need in your life with your health, with your time, with whatever. And I feel like I've realized more when I'm trying to control outcomes or when I think things need to go a certain way for a certain whatever, that I'm like, well, that's what I think. That doesn't mean that's the right way. You know what I mean? And so much of my life was a protective mechanism of like, if I can control it, then like I can't get hurt or I won't be let down. Or if I just do it, or if I notice it first, I won't get hurt, or you know what I mean? And so after that, it's like I really started to notice how I was trying to have these boundaries in place that didn't always need to be necessarily. So I thought that was cool. She kind of gave us advice on how to work together too. I love that about our episode.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's fun reflecting on all of these interviews we've done because a lot of them do still hold true today.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything we've recorded, other than, you know, talking about like my bachelorette party or life things that are happening, the episodes are timeless. Like you can go back and you can listen, you can find something completely new out of it. So just because we recorded this Boundary Boss episode years ago at this point, like everyone listening now, go check it out.
Yeah. I still go back to it. I love it.
It's amazing. And that's not just Terry Cole. That's so many, Jesse Golden and so many people that we've recorded with. It is so fun to hear their truth, their experiences, their stories. And I think as we keep changing and growing and step into different chapters of our life, different things are going to hit, which is fun to see like how that changes for us.
It's so true. Yeah. You're going to go back now once you're a mom and you're gonna be like, wait, we did a bunch of parenting stuff that was totally not applying to my life at the time. Let's go back. Which one of them was Dr. Shefali. And that was one of my biggest lessons from her was, you know, we were so starstruck by her and asking her about being friends with Oprah and everything. But she talks so humbly about herself. And from the questions that I asked her about not messing up my kids or whatever, you know, she really put me in my place of like, why do you think you're this person that's not going to? We all will. Terry Cole said it too. Like, you can't meet another person's needs completely, and you shouldn't, because that's what helps them be a strong, independent person. And so stop putting that pressure on yourself. And are you a psychopath that you're even doing that? Like, Dr. Shefali made me feel like, what is wrong with you? Like, stop thinking you're going to do everything right. That's weird. Like,
also freeing.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's how I view it, of like, you're not God. You're not going to be perfect, whether you're a mom or not. Like, I took that as anything I do in life. Like, we're all learning. And that was one of my lessons from so many of the quote unquote experts we've interviewed is like, they're not perfect.
No.
They have their struggles. And when we asked the question at the end, if you could go back and tell your younger self one thing, 95% of the time it's, you are enough, you are worthy. It makes me realize how many people struggle with self-worth. And the last episode, we were just talking to the guest on this of like, why do you think that is?
Yeah.
I think it was Dr. B. Why do so many people struggle with self-worth?
Yeah.
And I've learned it's not you heal it and you're done. It's you're always talking to that inner child. You're always thinking about that 7-year-old picture of you. What do I need to do to feel worthy, to build that from within and to get that internal validation versus external? And whether you're Dr. Shefali, you're Terry Cole, you're these people that look like they have it all together and we idolize, they still have these practices to keep them performing at the level and to help people, because if they're not consistently pouring into them, they can't help their clients, the people around them.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And she was talking a lot about what you're saying too, is like, that's the ego. And that's the ego is what's trying to tell you, like, you should be doing whatever, or you should be whatever. And she's basically like, no, get the ego to be quiet. Like, you're a messy human. And she's like, and even that feels like it's judgy. And she's like, it's not. Life is just messy. Like, we're all just messy. And so if we stop thinking that we have to be at this certain level of whatever that is that we're saying in our mind. So yeah, it's so true. Every person in some way, shape or form said something about, I mean, it was barely ever like a tangible thing. It was mostly always like, keep going, you got this, or
mindset, worthiness. Like I think of the episodes on manifestation and abundance, whether it was Denise Duffield Thomas or other ones we've done in the past. It's like knowing what you want, knowing you're worthy of those things, not being afraid to ask. Like, I'm learning in business, relationships, and everything, it's being vulnerable, yes, but also knowing that you're worthy as is without changing a single thing. And we've played with that with prices and whatever. It's like, oh, like, I am the only one getting in the way of actually having what I want. And first step is getting clear on what you want. And it's something so basic and so simple, but how many of us actually take the time to write down or the space to think about, like, what do I really want?
Yeah. Am I just coasting on what everybody else wants and fitting in the puzzle? I feel like that a lot. If you've listened to the podcast for a while, you know I used to be the biggest skeptic about supplements. I thought, I can definitely get everything I need from food. But then I started to realize that high quality, clean supplements weren't about replacing a healthy diet. They were about optimizing my health in a way I never thought possible. For instance, I discovered what so many women eventually do. I was deficient in magnesium. Now that it's part of my routine, I'm sleeping better and I feel absolutely amazing. It made me realize that quality matters more than anything.
When it comes to taking supplements, ingredient integrity is a must for us both, and that's why we trust Smidge. Smidge offers a small line of foundational supplements, core nutrients, including 100% whole food vitamins, and digestive support for people who prioritize real food but know even the best diets have gaps. They obsess over ingredient integrity, crafting minimal, clean products with zero additives and rich nutrients meticulously sourced from around the world. We both love Smidge's magnesium, but with my chronic gut health issues, Smidge's digestive support is my tried and true. I use their digestive enzymes every single day before meals, and it has been a game changer in post-meal bloat, fatigue, and overall digestion for me. If you have any digestive issues, their enzymes, including the original and HCl plus enzymes, are a must try.
Smidge just dropped some incredible whole food supplements that we've been loving. First up, their Kakadu Plum. Most vitamin C supplements are just mass-produced synthetic chemicals, but this is the real deal from Australia. It's pure, whole food vitamin C that your body actually knows how to use for glowing skin and a rock-solid immune system.
I'm also obsessed with their Australian emu oil. You won't find this at a typical health store. It's the best source of vitamin K2, MK4, which is a total game changer for women's bone and heart health. While plant-based K2 is hard for your body to process, Smidge's emu oil is already pre-converted, so your body absorbs it instantly.
So, if you want a brand that is truly backed by research, derived from sustainable principles, and only wants to provide you with the freshest, highest quality nutrients, it's Smidge.
Head over to getsmidge.com to check out their magnesium, emu oil, Kakadu Plum, and their fantastic digestive enzymes. And don't forget to use our code GOLDIVY10 at checkout for 10% off.
And now back to the show. Where I'm plugged into Justin's matrix. He's, at this point, the breadwinner. And so I'm the supporting role, carrying, it's summer. So it's like I'm on kids, I'm on their emotional stuff. I'm cleaning the house. I'm here. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I'm plugged into what he wants. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, wait a second, is this what I want it to look like? And then we check in with each other and I'm like, hold on. I like what we're doing. It is a huge privilege to be able to do what I'm doing. Yes. But is this what I want or is this what you want? Because I'm pretty sure I'm just plugged into what your world here. And it's something I think a lot of women, we don't take the time to think about that. It's like you're doing what you need to do because the bills got to get paid. And you've got your system of how it's working and everybody's alive and doing pretty well. So you just keep going in it, but you lose yourself. And even myself, I still lose myself. I felt like that this morning where I was like I am not in control of the ship right now. I am the co-captain that's just taking orders. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of women it can happen because, you look around and things are great. Yeah. And you can focus on, yes, so many things are going great and be grateful for the things. But there is something about knowing what you want and actually connecting to it. Because if you get to the end of your life and there was something on your heart that you really felt like you wanted to go for and you just never did, are you kidding me? Everybody else was everybody else. You had your one life and you didn't do the thing that you knew you actually wanted to do. That would be sad.
Yeah. So what do you want that you don't have right now? What would make you feel like you're the co-captain?
Not being in charge of everything with our kids.
Not spending 3 hours responding to dance emails, maybe?
Yeah, I locked myself in my office last night when I would have liked to have been outside doing something for 4 or 5 hours. 3 of them were just being an admin for my kids, honestly. And it's just it's hard.
What if you pay Cora to become an admin?
For her own sport?
Yeah. Or to help out with Blair and Griffin.
Yeah. I don't know. Summer always gets me like this. So I'm it just feels like you're a little bit behind on everything, And I'm probably getting my period. So there's.
But this is important.
Yeah.
Because in the past, summers, the summers are always like this.
Yeah.
But they don't have to be.
Right. But also, I do know what I want. And I've been very clear about what I want. And I write about what I want. And I think the fight here, the thing that's making me upset or want to talk with Justin, which we did have a chat this morning, is I know what I want, and I'm a little bit removed from going full force at it because of the chapter we're in is a huge part of it. But there are things that could change. And I think that's the gift of knowing what I want is I can get back to that, like where I want to aim, my shots at. And I think what a lot of people struggle with is not even like they have this feeling, but they don't know what it is they want. Like I know I want dedicated time to myself to build my business, right? And in our family, it comes second. And that's what's hard for me because I'm such a fairness police. So that's kind of like my struggle.
Like you feel like right now at the start of summer, it's all on your kids, your family, not on you building your business.
Yes.
Like the time
to find the pockets of time is tricky. And I have to be very creative. And I am the one that is figuring out how that all happens without him. And it just happened to be like a week and a half of where he couldn't be in the house at all. And he's usually here. So it's a little bit more of teamwork.
Yeah.
So I'm just really feeling that right now. And so again, it's back to the organization. Like, thank God I'm super organized, spent time getting super organized last night, knew at the beginning of the summer, this is what we're going to do. Like it's going a lot better than it's gone in the past.
Good.
I know what needs to change, but I think it's the self-awareness of like exactly what Terry Cole said was like, you need to be able to communicate your desires, your wants, your needs. You can have them. You can get resentful. I could be just mean, but I'm not going to because he's also working his butt off and he's providing for our family. And most families, you're out of the house working too. Like we've been really privileged to both be home. And so it's communicating to him in a way of like, I said this morning, like, I'm really trying to be supportive with all that you're doing and why you can't be here. I just am asking, when are you going to be back? Because I'm trying to figure out what's happening with our kids.
Yeah.
All I want to know, the only question is, when will you be back?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to attack that you're leaving. I don't want you to feel attacked on anything financially or whatever. It's literally just logistics.
I feel like that's the marriage advice that I keep hearing is you're not fighting the person, you're fighting the issue.
Yes.
Like the issue you're identifying is, okay, how do I have more pockets of time for me? How can I have consistent time? How do I figure out this organization? It's not that you're leaving, taking care of our family and working. It's the issue. It's not you are the problem.
And not only the issue, it's what's beneath the issue. So like Griffin and I had a little argument before he left for soccer camp where he was about to go on a scooter ride. And his dad had told him 7:15 to be back. And I said, let's do 7 instead. And he got upset with me. And when I got up to his room, I said, I understand that you're upset. You wanted more time because you ended up just not going. And I said, what's beneath all of this is I just want time with you before you're leaving. Now I'm going to get emotional about that because he's been gone for a couple of days. I'm like, I just want time with you. That's like all it is, right? And with Justin, underneath, it's like, I just want it a little more fair. I want it a little bit more where I feel like I have time to be creative in my business instead of just getting stuff done when I have a pocket fast. You know what I mean? Like having the ease of it and it's not always coming second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that look like dedicating morning time for you? Like when does it make most sense?
Yeah. Morning time is definitely what makes most sense because I'm basically free till 9 a.m.
Okay.
So I've been getting to bed and I prioritize 8 hours of sleep. So I've been getting up anywhere between 6 and 7 mostly. So I get 8 hours of sleep. And that's my one pocket that I know I have for sure. It's everything else that kind of gets it's like a juggling, whatever. And also there's some acceptance in that. It is summer. That's what it's going to look like. But I've been doing the 4 with my kids of what they want to do the next day and what that looks like. So I think too, it's my mindset. It's like, what am I saying to myself in the midst of this? Like
it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. You're going to see all of the evidence of why it's not fair.
Yes.
Will it ever be fair?
Right.
Like, I think you get to define what fair looks like.
And I don't want to have that be going through my head. And it's really not. It's just that's what's at the core of like when I'm asking him where he's going or whatever. But in my mind, the biggest focus I want is have fun and be present. Like it's summer and they're here. That's all I want is to just have fun and be present with them. So like Blair and I she biked and I ran to the park yesterday and it was so fun. And it's like when I do have the pockets with them, when I'm not working, I want it to be fun and just be present. So it is the mindset of like, okay, I got to do what I can do when I can do it. I'm going to shift into it. I'm going to try and take deep breaths, get as creative and have fun with whatever I'm doing and give it my best. And at the end of it, just like love on my people, because that's literally all that matters, and just do my best.
Yeah. Also trusting that you taking that time to be and to have fun is going to reflect in the creativity with your business.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you're pouring into you that way. You're going to get downloads of business ideas, or run into someone randomly at the park, or get your nails done and have a random conversation that's a business lead. Like something I started through the podcast years ago is just the mantra of the better I take care of myself, the more money I make. Because I, for the longest time, was stuck in this, okay, if I'm going to spend the money on functional medicine and on all of these supplements, all of these things, like then I'm not having money, then I'm broke. It's one or the other. I have my health or I have a savings account. And I'm like, nope, I'm telling myself that. And so that is becoming my truth.
Yeah.
And this conversation leads perfectly into my last lesson I wrote here, which is that just change is possible, that you have agency, you have control, you have ownership. Specifically our conversation with Erica of like, take ownership. Like if you don't like where you're at in life, if bad things are happening to you, and Dr. B too, both of them, our most recent interviews, it was like, where in this situation that you're frustrated with, can you put it back on you?
Yeah.
And I did that this weekend, and I find myself continuing to do this, and it feels so much better. My car got towed yesterday. I could have been so pissed, and I was pissed, but I was so proud of the way I handled it.
You were going to be crying.
I was like, you know what? They're serious. That LA Fitness, you really can't park there. Okay. Does this suck? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's my fault. If I don't like that I'm broke, it's my fault. Yeah. Like I need to stop playing the victim, and, you know, obviously things come up and whatnot, and there are a lot of things that aren't fair in life, but it's making me feel so much better. And so I want to offer that to anyone listening. If you don't like where you're at, change something. Like I'm feeling anxious about my wedding being less than a month away. I ate and I did things that like I normally don't do this weekend. My face is breaking out. I'm like, okay, you can accept that. You did it. You can't change it. But let's get back to what you know makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And do it. Stop complaining. Stop playing the victim. Stop saying poor me, and freaking do something about it. Because the minute you take action, it shuts that anxiety up. Yep. The minute you're feeling like this isn't fair and you have a conversation with Justin that's hard, it makes you feel better. Mm-hmm. Like same thing with me and Ian or whatever's going on. It's like cut the BS. Know that you don't have to stay feeling like this. And every episode we've had of Ivy Unleashed has taught me that time and time again. You don't have to stay stuck.
Yeah. I think too, both of those people that you just mentioned gave horrible life circumstances that they lived through, that you're like, if they can live through that, specifically Dr. B losing multiple children and her spouse with a tragic like medical diagnosis and an accidental drowning. I'm like, if she is still standing and impacting people, I can do anything. Yeah. You know, like,
and something that really resonated with me in that episode is, as we're talking, we're saying, you know, all of these mindset shifts and self-worth. Okay, well, Dr. B, she has this story, and she walked me through this thought map that is actual tangible exercise of what are the thoughts you're having, put it in bubbles on a piece of paper, and through doing this, through asking empowered questions, got to the point of you are disconnected spiritually. You need to spend a little more time on your faith, your self-trust, your belief. And I walked away with, okay, I got to go to church. I got to spend time with the word, these things that I'm like, it's so simple, but am I honoring and spending time on the basics? Yeah. And do I know what those basics are that make me feel good?
It's so true. It's so true.
Like we have a tendency to overcomplicate it.
We do. And and then when we get to the truth that actually feels good in our body, it's like 5 words. It's like, it's never anything complicated. What's going on up here? Like she said, you got to get your thoughts out, organize them, and take action. Like you said, like once you start taking action,
and physically write it out.
Yeah.
I had started doing that, and then we recorded with Chandler, and she was talking about that, and I'm like, yes, that has made such a difference for me, you guys. Getting it actually out of my head and on physical paper, writing it out, my top 5, getting organized for the day. It makes me feel so organized. Like I can tackle things. And this big to-do list isn't just piling up. Because there's nothing worse than feeling unorganized, feeling like you're overwhelmed with all of these tasks. Get it out of your head. Get it on paper. Create a practice of it. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't need the latest, greatest app. You literally need chicken scratch.
You might need a good pen, though. I really like writing with a good pen.
Andrew has a pen fetish.
And crossing with that good pen out the thing you did, or erasing it on the whiteboard. Oh, I've been having fun this week. I've been knocking stuff out. Woo, woo,
yeah,
woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my last lesson was from Amy Green Smith. And a big part of actually when I was like thinking about her specifically, I don't have the same beliefs as her at all. She like even in the episode said God doesn't exist or something. I don't believe that at all. And it showed me that someone can have completely different beliefs than me, but still have so much value to give to the world.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, especially in this political climate, we won't even hear from someone. We won't even listen to someone that I easily could have not brought her on the podcast because I was going through all her content. I was like, and she swears all the time, which is fine.
It was a great conversation.
It was one of the most powerful episodes that we have. And we'll link all of these episodes in the show notes too, because you should listen to this. It is so powerful. And what Amy did so beautifully was she weaved in her story of how challenging it was to believe something different than her family and gave examples of how she spoke to them in a way that brought them together and brought so much love and got to the heart of the issue. Like in different ways, she would say things like, you know, I would want you to tell me this because I care about you so much. I would want you to let me know if you were feeling this way.
Yeah.
Gave ideas of how to bring up that you want to have a hard conversation, gave language in the midst of it. And what she was talking about with her family was not easy stuff to talk about. You know, it was like religion, politics, it was all of the stuff. And that episode just, I think when people like Terry Cole did this too, you put language on how to change the way that you show up in the world. And it makes you feel better. You leave a conversation like they know the heart behind this, that I want connection with them and I care and I what I did was unfair and I want to acknowledge it. I want to take accountability. Like they are making the world a better place. And just her episode, oh my gosh, when I listened to it back, I was like literally clapping. I was like, this is so good. The whole thing. And she was so funny and we were giggling and just, we should have her back. She was so good.
Yeah. I mean, you can have fun with people you disagree with.
Yeah.
And you can find things you agree with, even if your values, beliefs are different. Just hearing people out. Like, why do we have to be so extreme? That's my stance.
Yeah.
It can be an and. That's another big takeaway. I've changed. It doesn't have to be an or. You can believe things. You can change your mind. You can want certain things and not feel bad. Like you want what you want because you want it.
And I think what we do a great job of having on people that we might disagree with or might be hearing things is, one, we give them the opportunity to give their tangible tips. This is what's worked for me.
Yeah.
But then we also use our own curiosity of like, but wait, if this doesn't quite settle with me, what's your take on it? Or you said this and that was a little, you know. I like that we kind of have that difference of, yes, you can share your expertise, but I'm going to ask the question everybody else is asking. That's why I love Unleashing Ivy so much at the end of every episode, because it's like our last opportunity to ask them the hard question that we've been wondering the whole episode.
Yeah. And things we maybe didn't know going into it.
Yeah.
Right? Like through the episode of, oh, okay,
Yes.
I'm going to circle back to this. You had said this. I want to know, everyone listening, like, what are your takeaways? Instead of our 3 gold stars today, like, we want to hear from you. What are your 3 takeaways from being an Ivy Unleashed listener, downloading the episodes, listening week to week? What have been your favorite guests, your most impactful episodes? You know, we can't honor that if we don't know.
Yeah. What do you want more of?
What do you want? Not just with your health, with your story, but with the episodes that you're spending your valuable time listening to. Like, we don't take that lightly. So we want to hear from you. This is for you. And we've got a lot of lessons throughout our time at Ivy Unleashed, but ultimately it is for the listener.
Yeah.
It's for all of us. We're right there with you.
Yeah, well, I learned today that we need to have a carnivore expert on. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, shoot us a message on Instagram or email us or leave a review. That would be awesome of what you like or what you want more of, because we want to hear it. We are waiting to hear from you. We are choosing what speaks to us, what we're curious about, but ultimately it's all for you. So let us know.
Yeah. This week's piece of gold is from Jay Shetty. Jay says, when we tune out the opinions, expectations, and obligations of the world around us, we begin to hear ourselves.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold. We want to thank you and encourage you to celebrate yourself for taking the time to learn and get inspired in your one beautiful life. And if this podcast means something to you, it would mean so much to us if you'd be willing to take 30 seconds to help support our mission to keep bringing you inspiring stories and guests.
First, following the podcast is important because it helps you never miss an episode. To do this, just go to the Ivy Unleashed podcast show page on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow.
While you're there, if you'd be so kind to give us a 5-star rating and review and share your favorite episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful for your support.
We are thrilled you're here and are so happy that you're taking time to prioritize your wellness, self-discovery, and growth with us. Additionally, we want to remind you that this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We are not licensed therapists, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals.